Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time zone you're in. This is another episode of The Whole 10 Yards. I am your host, Julio Zepeda. We're going to try and do this all in one take today. Trying to speed things up a little bit because nobody wants to watch 9-minute videos. I barely want to watch my own 9-minute videos. So let's try and cut this down, okay? Let's get started. First game we're looking at, guys, for this week. It's an important game, AFC matchup, AFC South matchup. Titans at the Colts. DeMarco Murray, the first meeting against the Colts, had 107 yards for a touchdown. The Colts defense is averaging 114.8 rush yards per game, and that's giving up 114.8 rush yards per game. That ranks 22nd in the NFL. So clearly they need some help stopping the run. And just like last week, I predicted that the Titans were going to run over the Green Bay Packers. They certainly did that with, first play from scrimmage. DeMarco Murray broke one out for 75 yards and a touchdown. And I think a similar result is going to happen on this Sunday against the Colts. Even though the Colts won that first matchup, the turnover by Marcus Mariota ended up being the difference. Andrew Luck also in that game had no interceptions, which is kind of rare. You can always kind of bank or bet that Andrew Luck's going to throw one interception. But I think the Titans, they're on a roll right now. They're playing really good football. And DeMarco Murray is, in the prime of his career, I think right now in the prime of the NFL season. It's time for them to keep running the ball again, and they just got to keep Andrew Luck off the field, just like they did with Aaron Rodgers. But the other key thing is they were able to get to Aaron Rodgers last week. The offensive line, T.J. Lang, offensive guard for the Packers, went out, and he's actually missing this game also. But the Indianapolis Colts are league high, give up 33 sacks. Have given up 33 sacks. It's a league high throughout the year. And the Titans, like I said, they got 5 sacks last week against Aaron Rodgers. I think that's going to continue. I think the Titans are going to get to Andrew Luck this week, and I think they're going to win. Marcus Mariota just needs to make sure he doesn't turn over the ball, and which he hasn't, and at least in the past 2 games, which is good. But I think the Tennessee Titans are going to win on Sunday against the Colts. Sorry, Chris. Let's go to the next game. Eagles at the Seahawks. Danny versus Christian. I wish you guys knew all of these people that I'm talking about, but most of you don't. But it's okay. Eagles have a very good defense. They're actually 6th in the NFL in takeaways. They're ranked number 5 overall. And for Seattle, I don't know if you guys how much you actually keep up with, the waiver wires and all that stuff. But Christine Mako, running back, which was Seattle's leading rusher, was released. But it's a good sign for the Seahawks because Thomas Rawls, that means running back Thomas Rawls is back. Running back CJ Prosise has been playing pretty well, really well actually. He was, proved to be a key offensive weapon last week Sunday night against the Patriots. But their defensive end, Michael Bennett, is still out. I've been here before talking about Michael Bennett, how much he means to that defense. But they've managed okay without him. The Eagles are in desperate need of a win. Although they beat the Falcons last week, they're still ranked 4th in the NFC East. The NFC East, out of nowhere, went from the NFC least to the NFC best, or NFC beast maybe. But they're 5-4. They're 4th in the East. With the Seahawks with a record of 6-2-1, they're first in the NFC West. So they want to keep on rolling and try to catch up to Dallas. Unfortunately, I don't think that the Eagles are going to be able to catch up to Dallas either. Although they are playing really well, they force a lot of takeaways, like I said, and they have a really stout defense. I think it's going to be a defensive matchup, but the offensive firepower that Seattle actually does have and is starting to come back healthy with is going to be too much for the Eagles. And a little bit more poise and experience in their quarterback as opposed to Carson Wentz. So I think Seattle's going to win this one. Seattle wins Sunday at Seattle, and you know what? That home field is going to play a big factor. I think everybody's still going to be off that high, from kind of getting that rematch from the Super Bowl against New England, get that W last week. So I think everybody's going to be raucous. Everybody's going to be rocking over there in Seattle is it Quest Field now? Is it still Quest Field, Central Link? I forget. So many different names to these stadiums. But in Seattle, it's going to be too much for the Eagles to handle. And I think Seattle's going to win. So Seahawks. Next game we're looking at, Sunday Night Football. Redskins hosting the Packers. We talked about the Packers game last week. Like I said before, they allowed 5 sacks. They've lost 3 in a row. In those 3 losses, they're actually averaging that defense is giving up 110 rush yards per game. T.J. Lang, the offensive guard, is out again this week. Clay Matthews is questionable, most likely out. The Redskins, they are 1-1 in the last 2 games, but Cousins, quarterback Kirk Cousins, has been playing pretty well. 2 games ago in that tie, unfortunately, but it was a good game. He almost had 500 yards passing. And just like the Tennessee Titans did last week, they must get pressure to Aaron Rodgers, get it in his face, knock him around a little bit. He will force some turnovers. He's going to throw a pick or two, might lose a fumble. The one silver lining for Green Bay maybe is they actually were able to sign Christine Michael, previous running back from Seattle, but I don't think he's going to be active this week. How much can he be acclimated into the offense? But James Starks is back healthy. He played really well last week, and they still have Ty Montgomery, offensive weapon down there, at running back, wide receiver, can line him up at different positions. But I think Redskins are playing better. They have 5-3-1 record. They're third in the NFC East. They're also trying to catch up to Dallas. The Packers are 4-5. They're third in the NFC North. And I think they're going to fall back again. I honestly think when they lose this game, it's kind of panic mode. I mean, the NFC is a little bit weaker conference usually, so they might sneak in with a 10-6 or 9-7 record. But I don't think that's going to happen this year. And I think the Packers lose this game on Sunday Night Football at the Redskins. Redskins win, go to 6-3-1, and gain a little bit of ground on Dallas. And see how we're doing on time here, guys. Not too bad, almost 6 minutes. Last game we're going to look at Houston at Raiders on Monday Night Football, but I guess the Raiders are the home team, but it's in Mexico City at the Estadio Azteca. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to watch this game. Battle of two teams are in first place in their respective divisions. Houston is in first in the AFC South. Raiders are 7-2, tied for first in the AFC West. The Raiders are coming off a bye. They had a great win against Denver the week before that, which we called here at the Holton Yards. Thank you very much. And we know the story about that offense, the number 6 passing offense, number 7th overall offense, and number 5 rushing offense. They have a lot of playmakers on that offense there to match up with Houston's number 2 ranked passing defense, and they're actually 4th ranked overall, but they're 26th against the run. So a lot of Latavius Murray, a lot of Washington and Richard, or Richard, however you want to pronounce it. A lot of these 3 running backs that they have, they're very capable, but I expect Murray to get a lot of the carries, the running back. And, Derek Carr's just having a great year. And I think, I'll just bring this up because they were having this discussion on, I don't know if you guys watch First Take, but, a lot of people are arguing for MVP candidates. I'm just going to throw mine out there right now. MVP candidate, and probably should be leading, most valuable player. Who means more to their team? Ezekiel Elliott or Dak Prescott? Either or that offensive line. That offensive line should probably get MVP. But I think Derek Carr means more. He's the most valuable player to his team this year is Derek Carr. And I think the Raiders win. And do we still have some time for some more picks today? Let's see. Sorry, guys. 7 minutes. You know what? Let's just run through these picks right quickly. Or let's just do the homer pick. Steelers need to win. Steelers versus the Browns, traveling to Cleveland. We need to win, get the ship right, head in the right direction. I can't even wear my Steelers hat today, so I went with the Pittsburgh Penguins because at least we're winning. All right? Pittsburgh's going to win. And that's it, guys. That's all we have for this week, week 11 of the Holton Yards of the NFL. I am your host, Julio Zepeda. Thank you for tuning in. We almost made it. 8 minutes, guys. About 8 minutes. So keep tuning in. Come back next week. Subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. All that good stuff. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your week. And it's Saturday night. Let's get it, guys. And get ready for a great Sunday tomorrow and a great Monday from Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. All right, guys. Take care.